We want to shine the light on those who are, very talented.
Shine the light. Shine the light.
Because now we are in the time where you need to build an education, sport education.
We should be able to identify some of these talents and then we groom them.
That was a great one.
Yeah. It's been enjoyable.
This is amazing.
I hope that it would inspire many people.
That's what we try to do with the podcast.
Hello and welcome to In the Game, Qatar's first sports podcast. And today, as always, and this is an even special day today, we've got Lulwa, and you're Lulwa Al Marri.
Yes.
And I want you to tell everybody what you do.
Hi everyone, my name is Lulwa Al Marri. I am triathlete and I am the first Qatari woman who finished full Ironman distance last year in Hamburg, August. And hopefully this year I will do Barcelona in October, within a few weeks.
Dear me. And kind of, what's it like doing a triathlon?
It is a journey. It's a very long journey, especially doing full Ironman distance. It's a different sport, even though it is triathlon. It is completely different sport than triathlon, which is like sprint distance, Olympic distance. It's a journey, and there's a lot of growth in it, a lot of discovery, a lot of open mind. You totally become like a new person, and every day I learn something new about myself.
Okay, let's go back to the stage that you were very young. You're very young now, by the way. But when you were very young, when was it that you discovered that you liked sports?
I was born and raised in Thailand. Sport was one of the important subjects taught in school, like music. I was born in Thailand, so they took sport and music very serious than here. So ever since then, coming back here, I tried to continue doing sport as simple as like playing football. It has nothing, like not necessary sport as triathlon, but weightlifting. I do trail runs, hiking, mountaineering, any kind of sport. But after pandemic happened, that's when I shifted to triathlon.
It was a tough time there. And what was it? So you never just went for one sport though. When you're talking about it, we're talking for anybody that's just listening for the first time, a triathlon is 3 sports. So you just don't specialize in one. You've got to specialize in swimming, running, cycling. It's like you were greedy, really. Let's be honest. You were greedy. How did you push yourself and get better in all those areas?
I think I truly believe there is no limit once they put their mind into it. For me, it was easy to run because I always somehow run. For cycling, I was blessed with good legs, so I have good push with the cycling. The thing that I struggled during my preparation for Ironman was swimming, because I never know how to breathe, let alone swim a distance and be fast at it and be good at it. So that was the challenging part, but I promised myself, I just put my mind into it. I promised myself that I will learn and I will take step by step, and I didn't rush to it. I didn't go in and go hard. No, I was kind to myself, and I keep reminding myself that it's fine to fail. I failed many times. And then eventually...
You say, so it's not really, you liked some sports, but it was not, you didn't really think that the triathlete was going to be your sport until the pandemic?
Yeah, I think everyone turned to a triathlete or a runner in pandemic. Gyms were closed, so we couldn't practice weightlifting, which was my main sport. And I was already a runner, so I picked up bike because we were only allowed to bike.
Yeah.
And then that's when I realized I want to become an Ironman, and I learned swimming.
And when we talk about these 3 sports, so you've taken this on. When did you think that you could become good at this?
I don't think I'm good at it. Still, I'm learning. And I think don't be hard on yourself. You don't have to be good at it. That's what I want to send a message to people. You don't really have to be good at something that you want to do it. You just have to do it. It's gonna suck one day, but eventually you'll be good at it. But you just have to do it. That's how you're gonna be good at it, is just doing it.
Was it, you said to me, and I read on some of your work on the internet, that you're the first lady that's ever competed in a triathlon. So you've made history. You're the first one. What was that feeling? Did you realize that you were going to be this person that was going to kind of be the first one in Qatar?
Yes, that was my plan actually. My original plan was to be the first to climb Everest, but I was not financially ready for that. It is more expensive than triathlon. Don't get me wrong, triathlon is still expensive. You need the equipment, yes, and everything. But it was still cheaper, and I could manage it than Everest. So I chased that dream to earn that title.
That's a really great achievement, and it's something that you live with. But that's added pressure that you're going to be under, right?
I wouldn't say a pressure. I am very grateful for this title because I hope that it would inspire many people, and especially girls, to look at themselves beyond than just their femininity, and to know that we are a culture of endurance. Actually, we are naturally good in endurance. We're very patient cultures. That's why we can do long distance and ultra marathons. We're really good at it naturally. So why not do it?
So with all this exercise that you're doing, what's your exercise regime? What do you have to do on a weekly basis?
Run, bike, and swim. Sometimes weightlifting.
In what quantities? It's like we're
every day.
Every day, but how many kilometers do you have to run? How many do you have to cycle every day? How far is that going to be?
It really depends on. So I have a coach. He designed all my training. Depends on my goal. Like if I have Ironman, I have half. I have even if I have CrossFit, he would adjust my training. If I'm traveling, also he would adjust it. So whatever he puts, I just. It eases my mind, so I don't have to worry about what I will do. I just follow his training and hope to be better, at least 1%. Every time I train, I say, at least I am 1% better than yesterday. So the mileage can differ each day. My Saturday is my long run. It can be from 10 kilometer to 15, but never more than like 18 or 19. Right. So even if I'm doing full marathon, I never actually train half a marathon, if that makes sense. Yeah. Just and that's my longest run, and my longest bike, 100 kilometers. Yeah.
And is it, because I remember when I used to do exercising when I was in the forces, and you always hated looking forward to whether you had to go and do a run or you had to go and do the weights or you had to. So it was always a chore. Is it a chore for you, or you can block it out?
So it depends on your day. You're not going to have every day bright day. You're not going to have every day that you look up and you're excited to train. You have bad days and good days, but you also have to just do it, and you keep consistent and disciplined regardless of your feeling. If we are human, depends on our feelings, then we're not going to go work. If you're going to wake up and you're going to check on yourself if I'm feeling good to go to work or not. You just keep going, being consistent, and that's when the result comes out. You get me? So
yeah, of course.
So yeah. That's the same with sports.
So it's the same.
Yeah, you block your feeling. It's not emotional thing. You cannot. It's like a work. You just have to go and get the work done.
I like your brain over matter, right? If you just get your mind right, you can do anything.
It's a mindset, yes.
It's a mindset. Is that from your Qatari side, or because Thailand is very spiritual, right? And you're obviously you're a Muslim as well. But was that side? Did you learn that side from Thailand, where they kind of zone into their body, into their feeling?
I wouldn't say it's my Thai side, nor it's my Qatari culture, because I did my education in University Nottingham, and when studying abroad, you come across many people, and you are open-minded to many things, and you learn along a way. So I picked up this mindset of learning, and also I'm actually very proud to say this. We are a generation of internet, so we are easy influenced by what we listen, our broadcasts that we listen, what we watch on YouTube, things we scroll on TikTok. This does play a role on your mindset, and it does influence you. So I would say I'm influenced by the world.
But I find it fascinating that with the social media that you've got to do within what I do with the jobs that I do. Social media is a chore for me, but it's a lifestyle for you youngsters, right?
It's not like it shouldn't be like a chore, because it should be like a passion thing that you love to share, something that it's a selfishness. It's something that you have a knowledge. It's a selfish to keep the knowledge to yourself. If you know you can empower someone, you can be kind through internet. You'll be amazed. People that can watch your broadcast or listen to your broadcast, and one episode, and that one line, like a 10-second line that one of your, and then that will forever keep that in mind. So why not?
I'm always one of those people that think, oh, he's not publishing again. Is he doing it again? Is he? LinkedIn, I love, by the way. I think LinkedIn is just phenomenal because
it's a good opportunity.
You can share your ideas, you can share experiences. So that's really important. So I do like it, but I'm always self-conscious about doing too much of it.
Yes,
but
obviously you have to find balance. Also, you have to, it's like a diet. It's not just what you eat, it's what you surround yourself, the media, everything. You have to filter out, and like, it's kind of selfishness and selfish thing. Also, you have to maybe block some content that you're not interested in. So yes.
So you're doing me a great job, because you're taking me into the next one. So who's your biggest fan? When people around you, who's your biggest fan?
I don't know. I don't have the answer. Usually the answer would be like family, but I don't know if they're a fan of what I'm doing. So I would say my biggest fan, I don't have a daughter yet, but I hope she's my biggest fan.
Let me tell you something. I remember interviewing a professor at HBKU, and she said exactly. She was looking up and she's saying, "Yeah." I said, "How did you enjoy the podcast?" And she said, "Oh, it was okay." Okay. Now I thought it was a great one, and it was only because she didn't know what the people were going to say once they've listened to it. And the emotion that came through from her afterwards, where people rung her up, her mum rung her up and said, "I love you. I'm so proud of you." So I think that's going to happen with your parents after this you showed them this podcast, because I bet that they're going to be your biggest fans without.
Maybe one day when they see me getting married, I think that's when they're going to be proud of me having kids. It's for, they're very classic traditional parents.
But that's going to be, but that's going to be even special as well, because when you're doing something now, that you have a legacy for your children. And I've got...
Yes, that's my main motivation. It's my kids. Yeah.
That's it. And there's so many things that's coming through for me. So I met my wife, she was from Nottingham. So Nottingham's quite a good area, right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad place. So that brings back memories.
I love Nottingham.
Yeah.
I miss their forest.
Oh, dear me. Yeah, it's a...
That's how I started. Yeah.
Robin, did you ever see Robin Hood there?
I've been there, and I was a student for 6 years there, and I love it, and I do see myself live there, but unfortunately.
You saying that about you feeding your soul. Let's go on to another subject of saying look at you, you're an athlete. What's that like to keep up together? What's your favorite foods, for example? But what foods have you got to eat when you're getting prepared for races?
So all year round I train. So every day I train. So I make sure, I always say to my friends and all the athletes that I met, is to meet their protein intake is very important. So you don't break down your muscles for repair, and to actually get up to next day and continue training. So protein is very important in my diet. I make sure I take protein with every meal, even my snacks is protein. That's my main focus and diet. But I'm not very strict. I can eat cheesecake. I'm triathlete. I burn a lot. I can eat cheesecake.
That's a good excuse, right?
Yeah, but I make sure, I eat cheesecake with the protein shake, because protein is very important. So,
yeah. No, but it's important to enjoy because you don't want to be.
Yeah, I'm a foodie. I love
Yeah.
food. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really good. So with this, who has been your inspirations to get it? Did you have an inspiration, or who was that person?
Actually, my inspiration is everyday people that I meet. For example, you inspired me today because I have a session afterwards. So you inspired me how you start up. Every day you meet people that inspire you, how they come up with ideas, their business. They inspire you how they go through their day, the things that they face. So I feel like my inspiration is everyday people, random like videos you see on social media. These little things that inspire me. But my main source of inspiration, I know this may sound funny, but I think my family, like my future family, my kids. I want to be, obviously I want to give them my legacy, but I want to show them that nothing was impossible, and all the obstacles that I faced, I went through it and I did it regardless. So that's my inspiration.
Was there any time in that training period? Because it sounds like you've only just started this. It seems like the COVID, the lockdown, was only yesterday. But it seems like you've only just started this whole journey of yours because you needed to do something because it was driving us all crazy. So that's what's got you. Which was it first, the swim or the run that you wanted to focus? Which is your best one?
Okay, so I never thought I was gonna say this, but my best one is swimming. I thought I was gonna say running because I've been running all my life. But I got strength from weightlifting with my upper body, so yeah. I got the best, I would say, swimming and cycling, and then running because I'm heavy.
But let's go through those. When I look at swimming, I used to be a windsurfer, so I used to instruct windsurfing, and I won the Junior Army Championship back in the day. And swimming for me was always, I can't swim very well, but you can. It feels like when you do get the practice in, yeah. You can feel the improvements with your swimming, right?
Yeah, I love swimming so much. It's very therapeutic, and just for that short period of the day, I feel like I'm not human anymore. I'm a mermaid. I'm a dolphin. I'm a whale, or I don't know. Every day is different. But you got disconnected, and you just, you and your stroke, you just go coming back laps. So I love swimming.
You've got no fears with the sea when you're doing open swimming?
I love it. Swimming,
really?
Yeah.
We were talking about Islam, and hello Islam. We were talking about you earlier. And I remember, because what really inspired me about him was he couldn't swim at all, right? Did you know the story where he didn't know how to swim and he learnt himself? Now he's doing Ironman competitions all over the place, yes. But he couldn't swim. So that we were, the wheelchair athlete Ahmed. Where I interviewed both of them, and I was going, I'm just inspired by you, Ahmed, and then I said, come on, tell your story, Islam. And Islam came up and he said, well, 3 months ago I couldn't even swim. And now I'm doing triathletes. And he tells me another story when he was in the sea, but he wasn't his strongest, or wasn't swimming. So the tide was, or the current was taking him backwards, and they had to take him out with a safety boat. And he won't mind me saying that, but it's not easy, is it, swimming? It's not, you've got to get really good at it.
Yeah, swimming is the weakest or the least favorite discipline in triathlete. They prefer running or cycling, because most of us are amateur swimmers, so we just learn it at a late age, like Islam, like me. We didn't learn it at a very young age. But once you learn it and once you practice it every day, you will fall in love with it. It is one discipline that hard to improve easily. Yeah. Like it takes years, but to never give up is the thing.
Yeah, and then when you're coming out of that transition, you're coming out and you're going to the bike, and you're looking for your bits and pieces to be able to put
imagine
on.
You were like horizontal for a really long time, 2 hours you're swimming, and then when you get up, everything.
I'm glad you're saying this, because I'm just trying to put you just said 2 hours swimming. I couldn't think of anything worse in my life to do is swimming for 2 hours, going backwards and forwards, and then taking a breath and going backwards. What are you thinking about?
A lot of things, man. I'm thinking the same thing. Sometimes when I'm swimming long distance, I'm thinking this. I question myself, like, what do you think about? Like, I'm done. I thought about everything, and I'm still like 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
I have 1 hour and a half. So
Oh my word.
I start singing. I start like, I don't know. I come up with weird things in my mind. And you're your own best friend, you know. So be kind to yourself. Also, like, that's when you meet yourself. You're gonna be alone for a really long distance. No music. You're not allowed to hear music. No, not listening to broadcasts. None. You cannot chat with friends. You have to finish your swimming, and then you have to be on the bike by yourself. You have to run by yourself. So you have to learn to be your own best friend. You have to cheer yourself. I talk to myself. I always so I check my pace. I'm like, okay, Lulu, we're almost there. 1 hour, half. I keep chatting with myself. I cheer myself and I motivate myself. I become my own best friend in this long distance.
That's a gift. That is a real gift. So, and I'm going to, just before I get off the swimming, because swimming in the sea really scares me, really does scare me. But when you're having to swim out to different places, how do you keep track? Because your head's going from side to side. Have you got to look up and see what?
Yeah, you have to sight. So you have to look up every 5 strokes, the 10th stroke. You have to sight and look around you. You get lost, but you lose like some pace, but that's fine. You'll survive.
So as you said, you've just
also don't panic.
Yeah.
When you get lost, that's when kindness comes in. You know, sometimes people get lost and they panic and they drown. Even the good swimmer get panicked, but that's when you have to practice kindness to yourself. The way I say it to myself is like, it's okay. And I keep going.
You're giving me a sense. You're good at this because you're giving me a sense of kind of. I'm thinking of the stressing things.
No, you cannot. The more you're gonna stress see, the thing is, you have to be your own best friend, right?
Yeah.
So imagine if I was your friend, and you saw me lost. What would you say to me? You'll be like, okay, it's okay. This direction. Okay, you at least know the direction right now. So you will say all kind things to me, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm your friend.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say, you missed this. Now we're slower. You wouldn't say that to me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say, oh, you're lost. Get out of the water.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say otherwise. So why would you not say it to yourself? Why would you not cheer yourself and be your own best friend?
But it's a battle with yourself sometimes, right? It is a battle with yourself. I hate it. And another thing I hated, we'll go to the cycling. So you've just been lying down, swimming, and now you get back on that bike. The saddles are not always comfortable. You've got to get into that groove. You've got to get into that rhythm. Oh, that must be kind of, what am I doing now? And then you're thinking to yourself ahead now, I've got to do the run after this. And I'm in pain now, but I've got to do a run. Does that ever go through your mind?
Not really.
No, you sound
because
perfect.
the thing is, for the saddle, you have to do bike fit. You have to be comfortable, and you do a lot of training prior to your race.
Yeah.
So you need to be getting comfortable because you know you will be there for 6 hours, 7 hours straight on this bike. So you need to get yourself very comfortable. There's a lot of fit, shape and size. There is new technology. They are expensive, but if you want to be comfortable, you need to get them.
I only said this. I did spinning class. I think I done 2, and I thought I was
Yeah,
going to die.
that's no. It's
oh
not.
my word! It's
Because they're not customized for you. They are for general.
yeah.
But your bike is yours. It's
Yeah.
you customize it
And have
you
you got a
tailor
good
it.
bike? You got a good bike?
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Yes. But if anyone wants to sponsor me, she is Lulwa.
Oh, come on. Let's do some sponsoring.
Yeah.
Show some love. So that sounds perfect. And now when you're going, you say you like the running. So you must be saying, thank heavens for that. That's going to be finished now. I'm going to get into my strongest area.
Yes. I love running. I've been running all my life. Not in a literal sense, but like since I'm a little kid, football, you run. But long endurance, I never tried that. That was never my thing. So that was also a new challenge for me. But I love running. I think getting in the rhythm, the adrenaline you're getting, knowing your pace. Yeah. Also, on the best part of running is the crowd. You hear them cheering.
Really?
Yes, and the energy you're getting from the people, the nature. I love running outdoor. I can run outdoor forever.
And what is it when you're close to you're close to the winning line.
You're gonna
and
make me cry.
and you're gonna win, or you're gonna come second, or that must be, oh my word, and the people cheering and all that hard work that you've put in. It's like, whoa, that's special.
That is that's the most emotional thing I ever experienced in my life. Your life flash and you somehow see your past and your future together. I saw having broadcasts here. Like I saw myself being interviewed and being on magazine and everywhere. I see one day I telling my kids my story. I say it all, so it was very emotional for me. I saw like my friends back home, me training with them. So, and that, like 5 kilometer, or that short red carpet when you're at the finish line. I never experienced anything like that, and it's just it's not like I made it, but because I already know that I'm gonna be Ironman, but it's that this moment I vision it. Yeah. All my training, every time I'm on treadmill, I'm suffering, swimming, and it's boring. I envision that. So when it happens, it's just unreal, and I cannot describe it. It's all kind of emotion. It's happiness, it's gratefulness, it's gratitude, because I'm also very grateful to even be this healthy, because I know not everyone is blessed to be able to do such a thing, and it's just everything. What's lovely? What's lovely for me? I'll tell you what's lovely for me is you don't see some people as young as you are, with this philosophy, with this kind of niceness about them. I kind of it's really admirable, and you deserve everything that's coming to you, because you're one of these people that is going to go out and make a difference to other people, and that's what the podcast is all about. The spotlight on a person like yourself that's doing special things, and it's not what you're doing in the swimming, in the running, in the cycling. It's what you're doing as an individual, and that is going to just be fantastic. And it's all about that, because Qatar is a small nation, right? Let's be honest about it. It's a small nation, but it's a great nation. It's got so much heart, and you as a Qatari, you're that's coming out very. You're kind of. Yeah, it's my pride. I carry Qatari flag. I don't know why I'm getting emotional. Carrying that flag, I never felt more proud to represent my country. Ironman is known as international. You meet all kind of athletes from Europe, from Asia. Everyone is there. Everyone is looking at this big Qatari flag, and it's never like, it's been there, but they never seen it as big. I make sure I took the biggest 2 meter. I didn't take the short one, because I was feeling so proud at that moment. I just want to show the world that Qatar do have female athletes that can do full Ironman. Yeah, but I think Qatar as a nation is growing so fast. It's untrue, and it's the way why it is growing is because obviously the new generations are coming through, and also because our Amir Sheikh Tamim Al Thani, he is also an athlete himself, so he's always believing in sport, and sport unite people. It is international language. Yeah. If we like a fan of one club, a football club, all of a sudden we are brother, even though we don't know each other. So like sports become big and huge, and that's what country focus. You see how their main focus, everything they shifted to football, to FIFA, because within like 80 days we're gonna host. Now let's stop there. So who's your team you're going to be supporting then? England? No, England's not going to win. England is not going to win. I think this time, it's between French and German. What about the Qatari team? Yes, I cheer them, but they're not going to win. Hey, listen, they're going to give it their best. Put it that way. They're going to give it their utmost. With their pool, yes, they will give their best. But we're talking about big players. Yeah, they're going out there. They're going to give it their son. But yeah, so I'm the England fan leader with the Supreme Committee. So I'm really proud and privileged to do that. They're gonna end in quarterfinal. Yeah, but I think that what you're looking forward to, are you going to be in Qatar or out of Qatar? Yes, no, I am in Qatar. I am the ambassador of FIFA World Cup. Yes, that's a great news. This is a chance for me to showcase my beloved country. We are more than just a culture and stereotypes. We are more deeper than that. So I hope I can showcase that.
So I'm not even going to ask your age, but I was here nearly, what was it, 2010? It came out so nearly 12 years ago. So I was at in the TV in the Rataj Al Riyan when the Qatar came out the envelope. So I was there then. And the whole country went crazy. The whole Corniche, and I'm not exaggerating this, the whole Corniche was gridlocked for that whole weekend. The whole weekend. And people look up, in anybody that doubts about why the World Cup is in Qatar, you just don't realise why it should be. And it should be here. It should be in the Middle East. The Qatar has helped so many different countries over the time, and they really do deserve the World Cup coming here. So I'm really looking forward to it because it's going to be like a holiday atmosphere, right? Mm-hmm. There's going to be so many different people.
It's going to be like a party every day.
Yeah, and it's friendship, right? And everybody says, everybody offers their hand, and nobody has ever not taken my hand in friendship. And that's what I keep on trying to say to people. And I know people look up to me and they say, oh yeah, but what about the drink? What about this? That's not the problem here right now.
We promise that we are delivering the best hospitality.
100%.
We're not only showcasing Qatar culture, Islamic, because we are the first country hosting FIFA World Cup in Middle East, an Arab country, and an Islamic country. So it's a big and a huge opportunity for us to not only be selfish and just show the world Qatar side, we have to show them the Arab side. That's why the music theme is Hala Hala.
Yeah.
You'll hear like Dabka, like that's like Jordanian, Syrian sound. So we are trying our best to include everyone, to feel like everyone. We have the saying, "Kulina Qatar." It's like we all Qatar. Everyone. It's like not just me, you. Everyone can feel like they belong here.
But you said about the Emir, and I'll never forget. I was choked when he stood up in the UN, and he said, "I want to thank my people, and I want to thank the expatriates for being our family, coming through this together." And I think that was the nicest thing that I've heard anybody.
Because we are nothing without them, and we have to admit that.
Yeah.
They play a big role in our development.
But we're a big family, right? We're a big, and I call myself as part of that family. He's one of the people I want on the podcast also. So if you can have a word with him when you're doing your ambassador's role, just have a word and say, you can go on there with the tennis. He'd love to speak to you about the tennis.
No, I'm not good with tennis.
But he was, right? He was nearly a professional tennis player, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I think you can do any sport, but once you bring that athleticism in you, which is like passion, that unity, you have that quality that any athletes have. So when you meet another athlete, you feel like you can relate to them because they struggle. Yeah. So they suffer, and sometimes they have to do things they don't want to do it, but they have to do it. So we can't relate to each other, and that makes you feel like you're closer instantly to them than athlete versus entrepreneurship.
It's but it's going to be a special place here. Yeah. November, December, culminating on the 18th.
Yes.
It's going to be real special. What's your ambitions for the future?
I want to continue doing sport, and I want to raise a Qatar flag in Kona, world champion there, and I want to show the world that we do have elite athletes that are capable. We don't have the best facility, we don't have the best weather, we don't have mountains to train in altitude, but nothing is far from impossible. We put our mind into it and we will achieve it.
You have one incredible story. I want you to keep flying that flag. You deserve to be a legend in this country, in the world. You've got that niceness about you that you're going to help so many different people, it's going to be untrue. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast
Thank you
today.
for hosting me.
It was an absolute pleasure. I really will be watching your progress, and I hope that you're gonna show your kids in years to come.
Thank you. You are an inspiration yourself.
You're
remember this.
You are a special person, and I'm so honored that you came on today.
And I just want to say to everyone that you are your own inspirational. Things that you've been through in your life, even though they are simple as maybe financial obstacles in school, in university, educational, work. You're gonna go through it. Everything is temporary. Once you go through it, just remember how inspiring is that, and nothing can stop you.
Yeah, just work twice or 3 times as hard as anybody else. If you've got the determination and the inspiration, you can do anything, and I'm a testament of that. So thank you so much for watching this week. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you once again.
You.
You're so special. Thank you again. See you next week.